Healing Step to Wellness. I'm Dr. J,
I'm May,
your
your
trusted guide,
trusted guide, the whole person health,
one step
and one bite at
at
a
a time.
time. Well, Gail, thank you for joining us on the Healing Step to Wellness. We had a great discussion a couple of weeks ago. We learned a lot. So we are so grateful to have you join us again. And as in Midwest, Minnesota, the weather is getting cold. We see the frost in the ground 2 days in a row. That kind of remind us is the season that we need to prepare ourselves. So yeah, so we have several great topics to discuss today. I'm going to let you introduce yourself again to some new followers and to start with our discussion today.
Okay, well, thank you for having me back. I always want to bring messages about the energy and how we can help ourselves to stay healthy and evolve in this world of challenges that we're faced with. So thank you again to both of you. Um, Things that are really important, I think, in this time of the year, because the seasons are changing. The leaves are letting go off the trees. The frost is here. It's turning from summer to fall, and it won't
Yes.
be long before it's actually winter. So we're in this transition time. And if we follow what Mother Nature is doing, she is letting go of the foliage and the vegetables and the crops and all of that. And that's what we need to do also in this time of year to stay in balance, is to let go of things that not serving our purpose any longer,
Mm.
um, like behaviors that aren't serving us, cleaning out the clutter in our life and letting go of that clutter when we think we need to have all this little material stuff all around us, and it just fills up our closets and buckets and the shelves, but it doesn't serve us any good. So let's pay attention to Mother Nature and let go of that clutter. Donate the stuff to someplace where people can use what you don't need any longer. And
Mm.
if we do clean the clutter out of our lives, either it being through material things, with emotional things, through spiritual healing, um, when we do that, then we make space for us to grow and to take in the new. Um, but if we don't let go, there's no more room to have this to come to us. We can't get what we truly need to come to us. So that's my biggest message is it's the time to let go
Hmm.
and support yourself that way.
So, are there some ways you can recommend in terms of energy to clean up our own energy, our space, mental space, and at the same time improve our immunity? Now is the season changing time. It's also the start of flu season. How do we prepare ourselves to have more energy for the winter?
Right. We have to tend to that, to our energies, and keep them flowing and moving, especially with the time change that's going to be coming up too. We want to be in sync with that. So working with our meridians and putting our meridians in balance is a very easy way to maintain that. Stimulating our energies to come forward, and it's really simple.
Mm.
Just these little thumps you do on the meridian parts like this, and that just not only gets the energies up and flowing, it strengthens your immune system. And I'll show one other spot right at the bottom of the ribs. If you thump there, this is the end of the spleen meridian, which is your immune system. And so doing these thumps gets your immune system going and all your energies moving forward so that you start out with a healthier profile that way. So that we call that the 4 thumps. And you can do them numerous times during the day. There's no side effects to it. And again, it'll boost that immune system. Other things that we do and recommend to do is when we're in the way of nutrition for our immune system, there's a lot that we don't realize, a lot of people don't realize are beneficial for them, and it's different teas. And I have many herbal teas here that are very readily available, and people can even grow these in little pots, and through the whole winter they can. One is calendula or calendula, and it is great for the immune system. It's an anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and you can drink this tea anytime you want. You can take the leaves, you can put it into your food, you can infuse your food with it because the whole plant is edible. So that is a real nice way to get the immune system going. Elderberries also have antiviral and they're immune stimulating. Thyme, THYME, uh, that boosts the immune system all the way around through there. Again, the majority of the plants for the teas, almost all of them hold the same value: antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antiseptic. They fight infections, they help our lungs, they get rid of colds and flu type symptoms. So almost all of them have these same properties. Echinacea has been used for centuries and centuries and centuries for immune system, especially at the change of the season. And that is readily available on the shelves if you don't have any that you've grown in your garden. Rosemary. We don't think of rosemary as a tea, but it really is a wonderful tea, and you can bake with it, cook with it, put it in all your foods. And it's an antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and it helps the immune system fight off all kinds of pathogens. And it contains vitamin C and B6 and folate. So it's nourishing all the way around it. So that's really good for people who are pregnant, to get that extra folate in, so that healthy pregnancy. There's hibiscus, peppermint, holy basil or tulsi tea. Moringa is less known, but it's very available, and it has all of the amino acids in it that we need for our cellular function, and it calms our body's response to stress and injury, and it's got antioxidants in it, minerals, and it also helps to clear parasites. And it's a whole food, actually, all in itself, and it's used in tropical areas as a main food source. So there's lots of ways: ginger, oregano. Uh, I have books on different herbal teas and herbs that they all stimulate the immune system. So grab your tea and get the decaf. Don't get the ones with the caffeine, because caffeine is a stressor and it dehydrates you. So we want to stay hydrated to prevent problems with our immune system. And then there's other natural remedies like plant-based foods, which everyone is quite familiar with who follows you. Stop eating sugar. And I have to say, I'm so glad that I stopped eating sugar back in April when we had our conference. And I have a whole new life, as a wonderful experience with that. Limit alcohol or stop drinking alcohol. That's another thing that ruins our immune system. Wear a mask when you're out in public places to avoid picking up respiratory droplets from other people, especially when you're in close quarters. Hydration is really, really important. I'm going to say that again because it is so important. And if you're sick, stay home and don't go around people who are sick, regardless of what the occasion is. And then the other really key thing here is wash your hands. And we know that as healthcare providers, washing hands is the best way to prevent the spread of infection to ourselves as well as others too.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
You spell a lot of herb. And one of the herb actually caught my attention is holy basil.
Mhm.
That Dr. J has maybe about 2,000 plants right now, baby plants.
Well, we learned that when we did one of our CDC projects at the Hindu temple, and we learned about the benefits of the holy basil. And I got a bag of seeds, and our friend germinated those seeds for us. So now I have plants to give away.
Well, how
It's a
beautiful is
time to
that?
Yeah, so anyone wants some, stop by our office. I'll be more than happy to give you one.
So
Yeah.
so please give us more detail how you use the holy basil and what is the benefit from the holy basil.
Okay. So I use it as a tea, and I also infuse it into breads when I bake breads.
Okay.
It is an immune booster. It's an antioxidant, it's antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal, and it not only does that, but there is good nutrition that comes from it. It holds a vitamin K in it. So the one precaution I will say to everyone is if you are taking any kind of blood thinners, you do not want to consume holy basil tea because it will mess with the coagulation of the coumadin. So there is an interaction there. And that's the only one that I've been able to find. Um, it also elevates our spiritual self and raises our energetic vibration to a higher level so we can connect with our higher source, with spirit. It's used in ceremony with indigenous ceremonies and shamans and such. It clears energy. It'll take if you have the plant and it's in a room, it'll clear the negative energy in that room.
Wow. So now those 2,000 of holy basil actually clear our laundry room at a Rochester clinic.
Well, now we only have like 10 left because I'm going to put one plant in each treatment room.
There you go. There you go.
And
Yeah.
I also read that holy basil actually reduce cortisol in the body by that 30%.
It stops the stress response. It's very calming and relaxing. So that sympathetic nervous system stress response gets put down the where it should be, and then it allows for the parasympathetic, the vagus nerve, to be able to come forward and bring its calming energies and hormones and the good hormones. That vagus nerve is the antidote to the stress. So we want to activate that as much as possible so we stay out of that stress.
Well, now
So
I have
yeah.
less holy basil to give away. Since May and I share the same office, I'll probably put 4 plants there.
Yes, yeah,
There you go. Okay. Now you find the purpose of the holy basil. Yeah.
yeah. And you can
So,
just eat the leaves too. I just pick them off the plant and eat them.
oh, well, we better taste what that tastes like.
It's kind of it has a peppery taste to it, and it's like almost like a mint type of a thing, but it's different. You'll have to have a bite and try it.
Well, I have both green and red. I have 2 different types.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never grown the red, so I'll be interested to know how that goes.
Yeah, the red are more difficult to grow, so I don't have as many reds. But when we talk about nutrition, all these herbs, how would that? You mentioned the holy basil will raise up your level, your energy, and I really want to tie up to your personal transformation too, because you somehow mentioned sugar in April. So I would like to hear more about that.
Yes. Well, from the conference that you had that I participated in, and I knew I needed to make changes in my life before that conference, long before, but I was just not motivated. And with the conference and hearing all the people speak and eating all that wonderful plant food and realizing, I do need to make a change before I start having health problems. And I know I was so addicted to sugar. It was horrible. Sugar, sugar, sugar. I ate sugar all the time. Cookies, candy, chocolate bars, everything sugar. Um, the only thing I didn't do was drink soda. That was the only thing that I didn't have. But I decided I needed to stop eating sugar. And I went on the plan for fasting, and that was really good. And I went into almost complete plant-based. There were a few things that I still use that are not plant-based, but um, and I made that commitment to myself after that weekend with you that I was going to just change. And I've lost 20 pounds. And I've been exercising and working with a trainer, and I've just refashioned my whole life and how I go about my daily everything as a result of it. Um, so I did do the fast 4 times in over the
Wow.
last number of months,
Wow.
and I'm done with all of that now. And I've revamped all my cabinets to have the proper kinds of food in it. And I'm reading labels differently now, and I'm really looking at, is there sugar in this or not? And there's so many things that everything has sugar in it. So yeah, I have to be careful. What do I want to choose to have that
Right.
sugar component in it? And I got rid of all my sugar, and I'm using monk fruit for sweeten to make things, and I'm making jellies and jams with that, and it's been amazing. So that's been my transformation, and I feel so good.
I,
Wow.
I'm interested to know how would that change your energy level, like the chi level, not just what you can move around. How about the chi?
Yes, I am able to work with the energies at a much higher vibration than I did before. So everything is a frequency, and we vibrate at a certain frequency. And when I do healing for people, I have to raise my frequency up so that I can be fully in that energy, in that light of the energy. So I'm able to get higher frequencies and get a stronger connection to spirit to help people heal much higher. And it's been profound, actually.
Wow. So
Right.
I hear you mention about it's a very interesting introduction of the cleansing, like the mother nature, the season change. You let go. The summer, let go things that don't serve you. And we have to change the way of eating, the ingredient, right? Because we encourage people to eat food while in the season for a reason. So that's what are we going to get into, like, what food we are eating um, during this season transition to the winter time and how it help us boost our immune system. In terms of the cleansing, you mentioned about your transformation. So you are cleansing your food pantry. Okay, so it's a great time to have the cleansing in multiple way. Um, Also, you mentioned a lot about the herbal tea, different herbs. So you listed so many kinds of herbal tea, and I found that hibiscus has been also highly recommended. Hibiscus itself is so sour, and I found that it also, I mean, does that specific tied to a specific season, like in summer or spring or in fall, or yeah,
Um, the the hibiscus blooms in tropical areas
yeah,
all year long,
right.
right? So we get through the summer and we can harvest those blooms as they come, and we can put them in dehydrators and we can dehydrate them and use them for teas later. Um, but it's also very readily available in the stores on the shelves. And
Mm-hmm.
organic hibiscus is available. And yes, it is sour. And that's what I love about it. I love to drink it straight sour and not put anything in it to make it sweet.
Wow.
The flavor of the herb is beyond the sour. There's a great aromatic flavor of that flower, and that's what I enjoy so much. But if I were to want it to be sweet, I would use some monk fruit, just a small little tiny bit, to just take the edge off the sour, but not enough to sweeten it to where it's
Mm.
real sweet.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
So, also, cleansing that how now we are getting into the cold season. I start seeing more people coughing, including myself after the trip in London last week from Dr. J's conference. I caught some bugs. So, what do you suggest the people to prepare themselves to besides boost the immune system, but also especially protect themselves, um, the respiratory health as well.
Right, right. So, um, all of these herbal teas that I mentioned are going to fight off infection for you. They're going to boost your immune system strength. They all do that. And it's a matter of which one do you like the best, because they all pretty much do the same thing. The rosemary is really good for respiratory.
Rosemary.
Peppermint is good for respiratory. Um, and peppermint is really good for clearing out sinuses too. So if
Mm.
you
Hmm.
can breathe it, you can eat it, you can drink it, put it in your food. You can have a bottle of essential oil and smell it if you don't have any tea available. That's peppermint. So that works really good with the sinuses, which is the first place things get into the breathing passages, and then it works its way down into the lungs. So if we can keep the head clear, we can hopefully keep the lungs clear too.
Hmm.
Um, there's ginseng is another one I didn't
Mm.
mention earlier.